So we want to know, what was the inspiration behind that? Do you know, like, why your parents chose leaf out of all plants and herbs?
Well, I've asked my mom a bunch of times, and all she's ever told me was that it was a dream. She had a dream, like, when she was pregnant, and she decided to name that.
Dope.
Yeah. Dream baby. That's
awesome.
A dream baby. It's like a dream about a leaf just floating
Yeah, she
around?
wouldn't. I keep asking her, like, the story, the
that's
details.
tight,
I don't think she remembers, really, but...
Manifestation of a dream.
But it's stuck with her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
It's a dope name, though.
Your music is awesome. Like,
Thank you.
how do you feel like what's your position in the New York music scene? Like, how do you feel about the New York music scene first?
I think that it's dope. I think that there's a lot of great artists coming out of New York right now, and I think that it's kind of a new age for New York because we didn't have, I think we didn't have a lot of people ever since, like, the real kings of New York, you know, like Fab, like, you know, people like that, like people, Jay-Z, people who came out of New York and really, like, put on for it, became mainstream, and are really huge. And I think that right now there's a whole subculture or a culture coming out of Brooklyn, out of New York in general, even Queens, you know, that is creating a new foundation for New York music, and I think it's really cool that I'm able to make music in this time, you know what I mean?
Right. It's definitely dope. You're definitely putting your stamp on music right now, so that's awesome.
So why music? Like, why music out of all things that you would do?
I didn't really have any, like, I didn't ever want to do anything else with my life. Ever since I was 6 years old, I've been writing music, and I started playing, and I played piano when I was, like, 8. Kind of didn't like it so much, so I had to relearn it in high school, and, like, I'm whatever. I don't really enjoy playing piano, that's the thing, but, like, I had to learn it for, like, music theory and just, like, knowing how to be a musician, like, all around. I started playing guitar at, like, 14, and I started recording on my computer, actually, like, on GarageBand. I'd make my own beats, and then I kind of later met some kids who had, like, a studio in their closet, and then, like, we started making music, and then I got picked up by my label, and then I started making, like, I'm on an independent label, so I started making music through them, and, like, started recording all my music, and I put out my first mixtape in, like, 2012, I think, and that's where it all started.
It's me, Leaf.
Yeah.
So that's also a question that we actually had, you know, from 2012, that mixtape, and your last EP, Queen of Hearts. So what would you say was the different influences that you've had from your change in style? Because we noticed,
like your image is different.
Completely. So basically, when I first came out with my mixtape, I had the image that I wanted to portray, but I wasn't really making the music that I wanted to make because, like, I guess I didn't really know what type of music I wanted to make at that time. I was pretty young. I was, like, 16, just turned 17, like, trying to figure my whole shit out. Then the next album I put out, I really liked the music I made, but I didn't really like the way my image was going because I think as you grow, you fall out of place with certain things, and then you fall into place with other things, and vice versa. So my image was who I always was when I was 16, because, you know, when you're 16, you're like, nah, fuck this, that's me, you know?
Yeah, like...
And then when I was, like, 17, turning 18, like, I had the music I wanted to make, but the music kind of made me feel vulnerable, putting out, you know, because it's hard as an artist, always putting out, like, shit that's really from you, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, my image was, like, very, like, I don't know, I would say, like, average and not as, like, fun and eccentric and crazy and as I really am.
Yeah.
So, like, recently I just decided to cut my bangs myself. I was like, fuck it. And then...
all the time. It's a great feeling.
I've been through so many hair changes. It's crazy.
I feel you. I really do.
But, like, I recently was like, nah, I'm just going to go back to, like, who I truly am and, like, become, like, me in, like, kind of, like, an action figure version as I was telling you before. Like, me just, like, times a million.
MBM.
Yeah.
I feel like it doesn't have just one meaning, does it?
No, it has, like, a lot of meanings. And I often tell girls, like, make up your own meaning because I think that shit is funny. Like, when I walk down the street, like, guys always scream at me, like, yo, MBM, what does that stand for? My baby mama? And I'm like,
my baby mama.
You got it.
But MVM is like, the original was Magnet Bitch Movement, and it was like, what Magnet Bitch Movement stands for to me is girls who magnetize their ambitions, their goals, and like positive energy into their life, all that good shit, you know? You magnetize situations into your life every single day, whether it's positive or negative, it's all because of you and like your thought or your state of mind. And then bitch, I like that word because I think that guys have like, yo, you my nigga, you know? So I think it's like, you my bitch and shit. But also because bitch is usually a word used towards women who speak their mind. So if you don't want to have sex with a guy, like, oh yeah, she was a bitch, like, you know what I mean? Or like, if you say something that is too intellectual for your own good or some shit,
Like,
guys want to put you in your
I'm a
place,
bitch
like,
now?
oh yeah, she's a bitch, like, she like, you know, like, who do you think you are? Like, you know, I think that girls have turned it into something different, which is like now a degrading term, which is like being like, I don't know, a bad bitch or whatever. I don't know, whatever that shit is. But I wanted to use it as like a positive thing. Like, we're going to take this demeaning word and we're going to turn it into a positive thing. So what you say can't hurt me anymore, you know, type shit. Like sisterhood type shit. And M is for movement, the other M. So Magnet Bitch Movement. But also it was money before men at a certain time as well, which I think is
that was
always important.
Right, because definitely
Career
always.
before. But I do think that one thing that girls don't realize is that we do need we do need men to balance out, like, because it's a yin and yang type of thing.
That's true.
Without guys, we wouldn't have the yin or yang, whichever one you want to decide they are. Even though there is a term for which one they are, because one is feminine, one is masculine. But
okay, educator, enlighten me.
But yeah, so I think that MVM is whatever you want it to be, but it's more of just being a sisterhood and being a unity and bringing each other up instead of tearing each other down like we usually are taught to do.
So with all of these, you know, I guess women movements, would you call yourself a feminist?
I think that feminist is a word that has been plagued because even though it has great intentions, I don't think that it always has come with full 100% great intentions. Like, I think feminism is often a way to tear females away from having actual relationships, like, you know what I mean? Like, feminism was brought into, I believe it was the 60s or 70s, and it was kind of a way to tear apart black families and black homes, because these women would be like, oh, I'm going to go out and compete in the field for the same job that my husband is competing in. And that's what made men really angry, because then it was taking away from them being the forefront of their home, which I think is which I think is an important thing, because in order to make a man feel masculine, you do have to give him those roles to play, those respects, you know.
Ego,
But I do also think that it is important for women to guide themselves their own way, to be a powerhouse in themselves, and to really empower themselves through their career, which they can have with a home, or even to figure out like how to make both roles fit together. It's always just a balance thing. It's nothing else than that. And I think that women have lost a lot of balance, even though they've gained a lot of great things too. So I wouldn't take away from feminism at all, but I wouldn't call myself 100% a feminist, because I don't completely identify with all ideas. Which feminists would be really angry about, because they hate when other females don't want to be feminists. But I 100% support feminism and respect it, but I wouldn't call myself a feminist, because I'm not like just you know what I mean?
So do you like have any other talents like apart from music and like the instruments that you play?
Well, okay, so I just started making beats probably like a month ago, so that's like becoming some new shit. I DJ. I've been DJing for like 2.5 years. Yeah, I gotta get on my shit. I'm such a slacker. Like, I should be like doing shows and shit, and I'm like, nah, cause I'm just so involved in my music, but I'm about to like branch out and do more shit, even though it's gonna drive me crazy.
But you gotta do what you
love. Exactly. So I have a fashion line. Obviously, MBM is also a clothing line. It's like not a clothing line 100% yet, but I just started like, I've sewn my whole life. I started sewing when I was like 11. So and I like went to fashion classes, so I know how to draw and shit too. But I decided to start my clothing line when I started like my first mixtape in 2012 because I wanted like a female empowerment brand and stuff. And then I recently just like designed my whole entire line, but I want to push it back until maybe spring, summer because I want it to be like perfect. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I want to have a fashion show and everything.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Right.
Look forward to
I'm
that.
definitely. And I also, I'm trying to think, like, I never think I have, like, other hobbies or, like, anything because I don't think about them ever.
Yeah.
But I do a lot of shit. I just, like, I mean, I play guitar, piano, I don't know, smoking weed a hobby. No, I'm just kidding.
What is this tattoo behind your ear mean?
My tattoo behind my ear is the root chakra, and basically the root chakra is the base of all the chakras, and its color is red. I would say it's sound, but I feel like I'm going to be wrong. I think it's Ram, but I'm not sure if that's the right sound. Basically it stands for like your base, like your home is underneath the root chakra, like your body, which is your temple, like just making sure that you're rooted in where you are, like, you know what I mean? So that's the root chakra.
The root chakra. Do you have any other tattoos?
Yeah, I have one on my side that says fearless, and I have one behind my back that says MDM, and I have one on my foot, which is like a leaf with all my siblings' names.
Oh, how many siblings do you have?
I have 3.
You the oldest?
Yeah, I'm the oldest.
Oh, how
I have 2
sweet.
little brothers and a little sister.
Aw, baby.
Their names
Right.
are Ryan Wolf, Renee Ocean, and Zoe Phoenix. Yeah.
See, your mama was just like,
Yeah.
yeah, the dream.
I have if you could make music with like any artist, like who would you make music with?
I would make music with this question's so hard because like
I mean, let's do Dead or Alive. Like,
Oh, okay. Well,
make
off
it
top,
interesting a little.
the
you know?
first person I would want to make music with, like dead, is Jimi Hendrix, because that's like my hugest
I have a
idol.
poster of Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
I love
birthday.
him.
Yeah, you didn't understand.
love
Like
him.
I told my boyfriend, like, yo, if Jimi Hendrix came back, like, if he came back alive, like, you would know it's good. Like,
But
I'm sorry. But yeah, no, Jimi Hendrix has always been like a really big inspiration of mine. He's actually the reason I started playing guitar, and like the reason why I make music and the reason why I try to be who I am every single day. Like I just love what he did. He healed a lot of people through music, and that's like something that's important to me.
definitely.
You know, I have a huge fascination with the 27 Club. So like anyone in the 27 Club, I would definitely make
Okay.
music with.
Amy Winehouse.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
100%. That's actually what I was
That
gonna
would
say
be
next.
great.
Like what?
That'd be
Yeah.
dope.
That would be
to,
really
like,
nice.
just talk to her and be near her. Let
Yeah.
alone, like make music with her.
Right.
Like,
For sure. It's so sad when like people like her, because I've read her story and like her story is really beautiful. She started making music really young, got into this conservatory in London, and like did all this other stuff, and became like she's been working on music like literally her whole life, and she's so talented. And to see someone so beautiful like have to pass that way, like through drugs and stuff like that, it's really sad. But that's how like most people, you know.
In the industry.
Sometimes these events where you invite only girls, right? Can
Yeah.
you tell us kind of about that?
So basically, I wanted to start kind of like, how do I explain this? I wanted to start a place that made girls feel comfortable talking as females. You know what I mean? I feel like when we go out to parties, there's like all these guys there. It's not really a lot of girls. Every girl's on the wall, either texting or dancing and just doing their own thing, not trying to communicate with other girls.
yeah.
Whereas when guys go out, they definitely talk to other guys. I mean, they stand in their circles for sure.
Yeah.
But they, like, at least when you go out to like, parties, like, every guy who, if you come in contact guy to guy, you at least give each other some type of awareness that you both have recognized each other, you know what I mean? Girls often don't even look each other in the eyes, which I think is really stupid. Like, I'm not with that shit. So,
Right.
but
As you shouldn't be.
I think that I wanted to make a place that made like girls feel comfortable not only being themselves but also talking. So like I bring all my girlfriends together. We usually like smoke weed, drink, and like just hang out and talk about intellectual concepts like how our days were and shit like that. Like shit like I don't know. That no girl would probably want to be like. I mean, of course, girls want to say they do that, but like no girl is like, I'm having a sleepover.
Right, like
right.
interaction.
Yeah,
We don't really
stupid.
interact.
Yeah, exactly.
As we should. Like,
But I fuck that shit. I like sleepovers. I like smoking weed with my girlfriends, hanging out, doing chill
Definitely.
shit. Like just because
Hell
you're a
yeah.
girl, you don't have to be like, let's do each other's hair.
Right,
Nah, let's
exactly.
smoke mad blunts and fucking
Talk
play.
about it
Never
really.
had that ever. Word.
Let's
Do
watch
crazy
the
shit.
game.
Word. Whatever. Play
So,
video
like,
games.
do you
whatever.
ever foresee, like, the work you do towards female empowerment, just reaching out to girls, like, turning into a charity or, like, maybe a nonprofit or something?
I don't know. Maybe in the future. Like I've talked to my boyfriend about starting like a school or something together. Like we have a lot of like philanthropy work we want to do later in the future. But I think right now it's just about focusing on touching people like face to face. You know, like telling people like, hey, there's cool girls in the world just like me, so you don't have to think every girl out to like stab you in the back and like take your man. You know,
Definitely.
there's some cool girls out here. And I think it really starts with everyone in this room deciding today, like, when I go and meet other girls, I'm going to shake their hands and I'm going to let them know that I see them and that you're heard and that there's other girls out here who want to be cool with you if you can be cool. Because some girls, they don't know how to be cool. Like, straight up. But I think that there's definitely, like, if you come into enough contact with enough positive females, you'll learn how, like, what's cool and what's not cool to do, you know, and what's respectable and what's, like, not respect mutually. Like, because everyone wants to be respected. Like, that's a thing, you know? So as long as you tell people how to respect you and you put out the white carpet for them, they'll take off their shoes and put down the Kool-Aid, you know?
That's a good way to put it.
We are the hierarchy,
And I'm Lee.
and this is our daily bread.